equipment, skilled people. The church began to attract, let me use Israel as the church. So I'm talking about Grace Church. Yeah.
Grace Chapel.
Grace Chapel, not Grace Line. Grace Chapel. So Grace Chapel begins now to attract skilled people. Amen. You come into the church, all professionals are represented.
Amen. Amen.
Because they said, his military, his warfaring men made their own engines. They didn't import it. They didn't go about importing. In other words, the power for creativity was released.
Amen. Amen.
There was creativity, there was innovation, there was inspiration, there was empowerment. Everybody was empowered to be an authority and to excel in their field of profession.
Amen.
All happening because a man was in association with a godly leader. It's such a joy for us to be in this assembly.
Amen.
I say it's such a joy.
Amen.
Because you shall be a beneficiary.
Amen.
Whatever we are talking about today, it may look so difficult and high. Somebody may be saying, I'm not a politician, so how does this concern me? I'm not an employer. I am just an employee. So how do I change the economy of the people? Why should my name be famous? I'm not even interested. And you're talking about having resourceful people. I am contented with the little thing I'm doing. How does it concern me if another individual is there and it is in this church that you actually get a researcher that will give us the answer and the solution to cancer and some other terminal diseases? How does that concern me? It concerns you if you belong to Grace Chapel.
Amen.
Because in this great house, God has resources.
Amen.
And I can tell you there are many resourceful people that are wasting outside. They are here to be brought into the kingdom. Which is why we cry to God for revival. Because revival brings all kinds of people into the house of the Lord.
Amen.
And so when they come and they associate with the leader that has a direction, I don't have time to share with you so many things I shared with the women. How God spoke to me about stirring up revival in Kenya 2 years ago, what I began to do. And yesterday, some young people in Nairobi sent me video, which I sent to Pastor Biodu to Shebu to see. Because when I started stirring up this revival, God told me, take the people to the most important areas in Kenya, the Supreme Court, the governor's office, the central bank office, the vigilante office, the security, everywhere. And I asked for police escort. And they licensed us. I showed them all the photos in the meeting. How the police band of Kenya will be escorting us as we are praying for the prosperity of the nation. We are with the police band. Amen. In the city of Nairobi. Amen. And the police band will be blowing the trumpet and be singing our hymns.
Hallelujah.
Our hymns.
Amen.
They all saw it on the photo. I've been doing it every three months. The next one is coming up in November.
Amen.
And I will take them, my husband will be on the lead, I will follow. We will get to the Supreme Court and begin to declare justice.
Amen.
We will go to the security house and say that Al-Shabaab, terrorists will never cross Kenya.
Amen.
Then we will go to the Joint of Prostitution Center, declare our children are rescued from prostitution. Amen. We will not waste our future. We will not waste our children. Then we will go to the Central Bank of Kenya, declaring prosperity for the nation of Kenya. Every 3 months, you will see a line of police band with their trumpets blowing, to God be the glory. Then you see me and my husband with them and the rest of the church marching and telling God, reign over the nation of Kenya.
Amen.
When I began this, it was me that God spoke to. And I began it 2 years ago. All of a sudden, other churches started joining.
Amen.
Oh.
There is a big awareness of revival in Kenya today.
Amen.
Other churches began to join. But the one that gives me greatest joy was that they sent me photos and videos of young people, youth, teenagers, 2 days ago. Because of what I started, youth from other churches formed a group took over the city of Nairobi 2 days ago or 3 days ago, lifting Jesus in the city center. I have the video right here in my bag. And they wrote me to thank me. They didn't know that I was not in the country. They said, "Dear Pastor Esther, the Lord bless you and reward you for the sacrifices you are making for our nation to see revival." Amen. They said to me, "See what young people are doing in this nation." Amen. If at the end of the day, the young people stand straight for Jesus in Kenya and declare that this nation belongs to Jesus, and you see young people speaking in tongues, laying hands on the sick, serving humanity, honoring our nation, what a joy for the nation of Kenya. Why? Because they are under a leadership and in association of somebody who has heard from the Lord. Amen. What will happen? Crime rate will go down. Amen. So you can't say it does not concern us. It concerns everyone. Because when there is insecurity in a nation, it touches us one way or the other. Yes. But when there is security in the land, we live a life that is secured. And you can wake up in the morning, go anywhere, and your children can be safe in the land. So it concerns us. Number 4, he became spiritually relevant. All this relevance, political relevance, socioeconomic relevance, physical relevance, we are all rooted in his spiritual relevance. The association he had with the man of God, Pastor Zachariah. To confirm further my propositions on this matter, the Bible said that as soon as he became powerful, he became arrogant. And he disconnected from that association. And he ended up a leper. He disconnected. So there is the power of association that brings prosperity for as long as we remain under the set leadership that God has given us, and relationships among each other, godly relationships, interrelationships that God has given to us. Zachariah had not backslidden at all. Zachariah had not gone out of the way, and yet this man became too powerful that he disconnected himself. And what a shame, after he did it, he became a leper and died a leper and was buried in the sepulchre of lepers. I want to just give you some things that come as a result of associating with somebody that is under divine commission. And I want to believe that Grace Chapel is under divine commission. Amen. And one of the greatest joy we have about this local assembly is that in this local assembly we have different tribes, different ethnic groups and nationality. That's a great house. Amen. When you see a church that accommodates everyone, is a church that God is raising for the end time move. Amen. It's a great church. And God has a commission, and God has something that he is interested in achieving through that church. And so we pay attention to the man of the house, the woman of the house, where they are taking us to, and there are some benefits, and there are factors that will be put into this prosperity that will seal up what I have come here to speak to you. And I want to give you a few of them. Number 1, the favor factor. Favor. Favor. Favor is what uncommonly positively magnets or attracts people to somebody. When somebody carries favor in his or her life, people wonder, why are people attracted to you? Why do people just like to work with you? Why do people give you help even where you don't need help? Why is it that people are willing to assist you even when you don't actually need assistance? And so when you associate with a leader that has favor, favor is transferable. Mm-hmm. With all humility, I was born into a family that enjoys so much favor biologically. We used to be 6 of us. 1 is late. We are remaining 5. Our first senior sister is a retired director of education in the state where I was born, called Anambra State. The second born is late. The third born, they are a set of twins. One has just retired some years ago as one of the managers of our power in Nigeria is called NEPA, people that controls lights. He worked there for donkey years. He started working there when I was in secondary school or so. So he just retired as a manager. Sorry? Okay. Then his twin is a lady. She retired as a deputy director of education in our state, Anambra. So she relocated to California. She now works in California. Then, followed by myself and our last born, my kid brother, who is a Navy officer in United States, in California. There is something about our family. People love us. People just see us at the first appearance, they want to relate with us. And whenever we have a problem, we only need to say, I need, somebody has said, I will help you. Then when I got born again, when I gave my life to Christ, it was magnified. And this is one of the things that has helped us in our work in East Africa. On the 20th of August, this August, I showed the video. I played the video for the women. She was there. 20th of August, I had the privilege to address judges and lawyers that have gathered from 20 nations of the world. And they gathered in Kenya. They've come from 20 nations with their flags. I was the one that was asked to come and address them.
Hallelujah. Amen.
And I was addressing them on the topic, the law, the unchanging times, and the changing times, and the unchanging God.
Amen.
The law, the changing times, and the unchanging God. When they gave me the invitation last year, I read it, I thought it was an error. I said, how could me, pastor, be addressing judges and lawyers? Which law do I know? Which law of any country? Should I talk of Nigerian law? I don't even know much. I left Nigeria 20 something years ago. Is it Kenya law I will talk about? I'm not a lawyer. Is it the British law? Because we had British lawyers that came. If you see the photo, you will see the flag of Britain. There were representatives from Britain, from US, from China, from different places. I said, what will I be addressing them? I don't know the law. But when I went to my secret place and I began to ask God, God told me, you are an advocate.
Hallelujah.
The Lord said to me, what do you do every day? You stand between me and man.
Amen.
You stand between me and humanity, pleading their cases. Pleading. As a matter of fact, he said in my courtroom, so many files are pending that you've been petitioning. See, there are cases you have been telling me it has delayed. I need to pay attention and work on the cases. As an intercessor, you're an advocate. As somebody that is pleading, I laughed the day God was talking to me because he told me, do you know how many petitions you have presented against the devil?
Hallelujah.
Because virtually every day you bind him, you cast him, you throw stones. The files are here. What do lawyers do in the court? They advocate for justice. That's what you do every day. And the Lord told me, you know the greatest one you do that no earthly lawyer does. Lawyers issue discharge and acquitted. When you come to a court, to the court, and they ask you, did you steal? Yes. And the lawyer begins to negotiate, defend you. At the end of the day, maybe you were given a leniency, or maybe you were not actually guilty when you say you are not guilty. They say discharge and acquitted. the Lord said to me, in the kingdom court, Esther, you don't discharge people and acquit them, because when you do discharge and acquitted, it can be appealed to the Supreme Court. He said what you do is that you issue to them a certificate of nolli prosecute. In the law, nolli prosecute means this case can never be prosecuted in any court of law. If you are a lawyer here, you will understand that language. It's called nolli prosecute. When the Bible says, whosoever sins you are forgiven is forgiven, I'm issuing nolli prosecute.
Amen.
A murderer comes and says, please pray for me that Jesus will forgive me. Have mercy on me. And I say after me, Lord Jesus, forgive me. I am a sinner. I receive you. When you finish, the Bible says to his disciples, Jesus said to his disciples rather, whosoever sins you are forgiven, they are forgiven. The ones you retain shall be retained. So when I appeal, anywhere I go, I appeal that there are people that need to get saved, that need to reconnect with Jesus, that their sins need to be forgiven, irrespective of the offense. I say, if you're here, you need your sins to be forgiven. I have been licensed to forgive sin. I have been authorized to forgive sin. When they come out and I pray for them, I say your sins are forgiven. I don't issue them with discharge and acquitted. I give them nolli prosecute forever. The devil cannot mention what they have done. It cannot be prosecuted.
Amen.
And the Lord said, that is the job you are doing. And you're asking me whether you're an advocate. And I stood in that revelation and addressed the judges and spoke to them about the law. Their own law that they know that I read a bit by studying. Not that I'm a lawyer, but I had to study to prepare for the meeting. How the law has changed over times. How the white man came to Africa. How they brought official, judiciary stuff. And they came with Christianity that has made us who we are. From there, I took them to the changing times. We are living in a time that things have changed. But there is an unchanging God.
Hallelujah.
There is an unchanging God.
Hallelujah.
And I took them through the 7 dispensations of how God handles every changing times. I took them from the time of the dispensation of conscience, innocence, to conscience, to human government, to the law, to the call of promise, to grace, and to millennium.
Amen.
And I said, in every dispensation, God is not limited with idea and strategy. No matter the time that God finds himself in, there is a dispensation. There is an answer. There is a solution. Even in our time, there is a solution. And the church is the solution. We are the solution. These are some of the favors that one enjoys because you are under God. You understand God. You have an association with God. And so it's trickling down the people that follow me. People that are under me. They will be giving testimonies. I won an award in our company the other day. I was the best. I excelled. I did this. I applied the principles that mommy taught us. Pastor taught us how to be diligent, how to be honest, how to do ABCD, meet deadlines, do ABCD. I applied. I was excelled. I won an award. As a matter of fact, this morning I taught them in the church. One of my spiritual daughters in Canada has just won an award as the best female researcher in their domain.
Amen.
And I brought her up.
Amen.
Association means you watch me and watch what I do. And that favor comes down to you. I have a daughter that today works with World Vision. Is a spiritual daughter. We raised her up in church. I led her to Christ. In one of our women's meeting, I led her to Jesus and I discipled her. She is an intelligence with Kenyan government. But at a point, she didn't like the job again because sometimes they have to go to risky areas, Somalia and all those places. So she became uncomfortable that this job takes her away from church and all those stuff. My husband told her, don't resign. God will make a way. One day, We were having a meeting and it was raining heavily, and I was using a stadium. The meeting was in the stadium. It was a women meeting. And one of my friends who used to work with World Vision and was up there, came for the meeting. She doesn't like to drive. So when it was getting late, she told me, I need to use Uber. I need to get a taxi. I have to leave. I told her, no problem. I called Vivian, the intelligence officer. I said, get an umbrella. Escort my friend to get a taxi. She has called an Uber. Just escort her. She escorted her. Just that short distance from the podium where I was, and I told her, escort her. Before the taxi came, my friend just got interested in her and said, I normally see you a lot on social media following Pastor Esther. For Pastor Esther to allow you to be on her team, you must have credibility, because I know Pastor Esther. Integrity is a no-go. She can't compromise it for any reason. So for her to always carry you along, you must be a girl of integrity. What do you do for a living? She said, I am intelligent, but I'm tired of this job. Oh my God. You work for government? You're an intelligent? Yes. You come and see me. There is just a position we have advertised in World Vision. You have to apply. So she applied. And I was in a mission somewhere when World Vision wrote me an email and said that she cited me as a referee. What do I have to say? Oh my God. I wrote her reference. I said, if this woman could serve me without salary, I don't pay her a coin. But everywhere I am, she wants to be there to provide security. I said, what will she do when somebody pays her salary? I said, she will bury herself for that job. Hire her. I vouch for her. She is working today as the security for World Vision.
Wow.
Kenyans will tell you, you can